There we go.
What's up?
What's up?
How we doing?
We're doing really good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Um, just chilly as shit. It's cold in my house.
Is
It's
it?
colder in my house than it is
You gotta
outside.
be kidding. You're in
Yeah,
Florida.
I know. We also embrace like every chance we get to wear a puffy or a beanie. So
Yeah,
I have
beanie. We
shorts. I
call them
also have
in
shorts on.
Canada. We call them toques.
Toques. Yep, yep. I know that one. I've
Yeah,
heard that one too.
yeah. People
Yeah,
are like, "Oh, I gotta get my toque," and they go, "What the hell
toque.
is a
Yeah,
toque?"
yep.
So,
Um,
Ryan, as per your post, it's a good question. What is the right breathing
they're
coach?
all the right breathing coach, right? It's who's the right client is the question. What are your goals?
But that's what it is. It's like breathing is breathing. It's like you can breathe in through your nose, out through your nose, in through your mouth, out through your mouth, or any combination thereof. You can hold, you can exhale and hold, you can move when you breathe. They all have a different
Mhm.
effect. So it's basically, what do you want, right?
Yep, exactly. It's like it's with anything with the metaphor I use is like a personal trainer. So you hire a personal trainer and you go there for you want to lose weight and you want to run a 5K like I said in the video, and they're just like, all right, we're gonna do bodybuilding. You'd be like, okay, and you would get maybe get some like some results on the side that you maybe liked, but like maybe it made things worse. Maybe you got tighter. Maybe your running got worse. It's the same thing with breath. It's you go in for some trauma release, or if you go in for and they give you too intense of a session, you could be re-traumatized. You can make the trauma bigger. There's a lot of things that you kind of you have to have a decent coach for what you're doing, and I believe that breath coaches should have a grasp of the full scope of what they can do with the breath in order to be a coach, not just I'm an oxygen managed coach and that's all they got.
Yeah,
It's a great
that,
start,
that's the
but
problem is that it's like if I was a chiropractor and the only thing I knew how to do was a neck adjustment. I didn't
mhm,
know how to adjust a thigh, a hip, or a rib cage. It wouldn't be very effective. It'd be really effective for somebody's neck, but I think that's the same thing applies to breath coach. If you don't have a rounded perspective, and I agree with you. Most of them have a very specific style that they know. They don't recognize the other ones,
mhm.
and they can continue to repeat that style.
Yeah, yeah. It's I think what happens in all of the health industry, whether it's nutrition or exercise or whatever it is, it's whatever we used ourselves to like cure our illness or our anxiety, trauma, whatever we have, whatever we used to get to that point. We want to spread that word, which is great. Um, but we got to realize the picture is bigger than just us, and other people might need other forms of coaching, and
Well,
that's
and that's the point. Is that most people get into health, even if it's into medicine. It's usually, especially if it's natural medicine of any type or any coaching, it's because they had a personal experience in which this transformed them in some way.
mhm.
You're right. So
Yeah.
that's where the coaching aspect comes in. But again, it's like I'll give you one example that I see a lot in clinical work is that you get a lot of professional athletes that start doing yoga that didn't do yoga before. The first year it's great. By the second year, they're starting to have all kinds of tears, rips, and injuries.
Hmm.
And because they got themselves out of that initial tightness where they were tight everywhere with yoga, then or some sort of stretching routine, whether it's FMS, I'm not beating up yoga, they go back to it, they double down, and they do more.
Hmm.
And then what happens is their injury cycles start to go up more and more.
Yeah.
And this is since we implemented these types of stretchings, including FST and everything else, into professional sports. Actually, injuries have gone up, not down.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, um, yeah, I mean that is true too. It's we like I mean I see that in my side of it too, where there's the common like, oh, it's gonna get worse before it gets better when someone is fucking their clients up. They're like, you're just at that stage where it's getting worse, but it's gonna eventually get better. Like my arm fell off. They're like, that's gonna grow back. Like
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. It's we justify our mistakes instead of actually learning to
it's
own them.
funny. I'm laughing because when you're doing detox work and reset work, it does get worse before it gets better. But I'm
True.
laughing because it's true. But people use that
Hmm.
comment and they use it for as a band-aid for
Yeah.
for bad work. Right?
Yep. No, definitely in detox work. I mean, that is true, but it's hard to navigate because
Yeah.
it's like, am I getting better? Am I? It's like, let me get through this little bump. But when it comes to the physical body and trauma, usually you can kind of you you can kind of identify it a little bit better if it actually is getting better or not, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and
So
I
what do we got
think
on
like,
what do we got on the table for today?
well, today I wanted to do a little bit more of a kind of blended work, more of like a transformative style of breath with a bunch of holds. And um, usually I like doing this with music, but obviously Instagram doesn't let you ever play music or it'll shut you down. So it's hard to do on a live, you know. But I just want to do just a couple a series of different like we're just going to go through. I'll guide it, and then we're going to do some holds, some over breathing, some hypoventilation, some under breathing, and just combine all of the stuff. And I want when we're doing this because I wanted to do this broad spectrum because we had this talk about what is the right kind of breath work for me.
Yeah.
I want you to identify what was really talking to you, what was like rough, what was easy, what was cool, what you hated, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Do you want me? I guess I'm sitting, right?
I would do this one lying down probably. If you could do it seated,
Okay.
but you might get
I'll do
dizzy.
lie down. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. I'll do.
Yeah.
Here. Let me actually hold on. Give me
Cool.
a second. Let me work with this.
I'd love to play the handpan. I've done it before, but it's hard for me to coach and play. I'm not that proficient. I'm better at one or the other. So it's
So I'll put it on
um,
a different tripod so I get right down there.
all right, cool.
Yeah. And on my side or on my back or
Let's lay. You're gonna lay on your back to start, but you will, as always. I don't want to limit movement, so I'll just kind of talk about what to expect with everybody
yeah.
here. So when we do this, I want wait, but what if because yeah. So, I mean, people that do hyperventilate regular, so that's a good question. What if hyperventilating on a regular basis, hyperventilating style of breath could cause more damage than benefits? I thought about that. So, like sometimes different breath practices can cause our breathing patterns to be altered if we're not practicing a regular practice. So, if you do have a structured program where you are trying to improve your breathing mechanics, and your exposure to CO2 and all that kind of stuff. I do believe after that, if you are this practice you're doing as a one-off, it's not going to affect you in a poor way if your
Yeah,
regular practice throughout the week is to improve.
if you're having problems, if what you're doing is affecting you in a bad way on a one-off, you have some other problems that you need to work on.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
legitimately, if like doing one thing or moving one way hurts my body, that's a sign that you need to do something else, and that's where the
yeah,
fascial maneuvers come in.
yeah,
And usually that's because the body is we're thinking about breath being just oxygenating the lungs, but actually what we're doing, as you say, is the tissues. And the best way to open up my tissues, if I go like this and open this up, it's opening up. That's the tissue that's being oxygenated. That's the fascia.
hmm, yeah. So that is kind of that's another question, like on the end of real quick, like on like the oxygen advantage, like the hypoventilation kind of Buteyko style stuff. Like I think it's all great as a normal practice, but I feel like that side is like very adverse to doing any kind of hyperventilation work, which is very powerful and can give you a lot of
You've got
benefits.
to give your body, you've got to give it variety.
Hmm.
It's whether it's the food, whether it's the oxygen. You go work out, you change your workout to create a response. The body habituates its response to stimulus. If
Yeah,
you do the same thing over and over again, you lose the
yeah,
effectiveness.
yeah,
There's
exactly.
not
Yeah,
one thing that you can do over and over again other than breathe that is good for you. And even breathing, we have to do it
yeah.
different ways.
We have to retrain ourselves now.
Yeah.
So
So okay,
um,
my life.
let's lie back. Okay. I'm just gonna guide through, and you just kind of chill and just take the instructions and just enjoy the outcomes. Now, if anything comes up, you guys always know you have full control that you can slow down. But what we always encourage during these is that you kind of take one step beyond discomfort because that's where usually the beauty lies is past our own discomfort. So um, what I want you to do right now is just feel into the body and just relax into this breath. And I want you to observe your breath. I don't want you to control it. We're just going to go into observation mode. I want you to just feel the body kind of regulating down into wherever you're lying down or seated or whatever you're doing right now, and just observe the breath doing its thing. Observe the heart beating, and try to sync those two up subconsciously, not actively or consciously. Just try to like feel into the breath and the heartbeat. And I want you to start now to slow and minimize your breath a little bit. We're going to go into a minimal breath style first. We're going to pick up the CO2 in the body a little bit. And when I say minimal, I want you to try to like breathe through the nose only, and so minimally that you can't feel the air coming in through the
Okay.
nose. The nose hairs are not disturbed. And the belly is barely moving, but you're getting a full breath. It's just really slow. And you're going to notice that some CO2 will start to build, some discomfort, some air hunger will start to build. And I want you to allow that to accumulate to a point where you can handle it, but it's uncomfortable. And if it ever gets too uncomfortable, then just breathe a little bit bigger. But really try to minimize that breath, allowing the body to relax. And when you minimize, you'll start to feel that discomfort. I want you to hone in on that discomfort. I want you to try to feel it. Be like, what does this feel like? Because what's happening is your mind is trying to make you stop doing this while your body wants it. So I want you to talk yourself out of it, talk your mind out of it. Show your mind that your body needs this. Your body needs more CO2. And that's going to help us regulate and process oxygen better.
Oh, I felt a shift when I did that.
Beautiful. And let's keep going for it. Now I want you to reduce that breath even more. Raise that level a little bit more. This is the bear breath, I call it, where we pretend a bear is over top of you and you're pretending to be dead. I'm not sure that's actually a good bear technique, but that's what we're doing now. Trying to minimize that breath. You're trying not to show. I don't want to see the belly, the chest, anything moving, the nostrils flaring. Your body is fully still. You're trying to really, really down regulate here. My dog's snoring in the background. If you can hear that, he's doing really well. And now, if you have it in you, I want you to exhale slowly and fully. I don't want you to hold as long as you can or until I tell you to inhale. If you can't go that long, that's okay. Try to do little sips. Hold a little longer. Push a little more air out slightly and slowly. A little longer. And now slowly start to inhale and fill up. Fighting that air hunger, fighting that urge to gasp. Try to fill all the way up to the top. And now take a big breath in forcefully and hold again and feel that expansion. Feel the difference now. Because they built that CO2 in the body. Now we're just bringing in that oxygen. We're allowing it to be utilized much quicker, much more efficiently. And now exhale through the mouth. Inhale back through the nose, out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. Now we're beginning to activate. So keep that breath going in the nose, out the mouth. The inhale is twice as long as the exhale here. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now notice the shift that comes on with this. And keep that breath going in the nose, release out the mouth. Get in the nose, release out the mouth. Big and long in the breath in, calm and short on the way out. Keep that breath going. Notice how your body's feeling. Notice the difference you're feeling from when you started to where you are. Keep that rhythm going. It's fluid, it's calm, but it is a little bit more activated than the breath we just did. We're gonna go a little longer here. Maybe a little bit more volume there. Try to like pull a little bit more in and push a little bit more out. Breathe deep into your belly, expansive. Try to think of your belly and your back expanding and your sides, not just belly breathing. We need to breathe expansive, wide into the back, into the sides. Feel like, like stretching into your lower back. And then when you exhale, it releases. Now we're almost done with this one, but keep that rhythm going. And I want you to start focusing on how you feel in your emotional body and your physical body. I want you to do a quick assessment. You're welcome to give it a term. Now fully inhale, bring the breath in. We're going to hold here for a second. And I want you to notice the difference on this hold. What you feel different from this one, from the past hold, the one we just did. Is it easier? Is it harder? How does the body feel? Now take another sip in. Hold. One more sip in. Hold. And you're doing the best you can in this hold. If you need to breathe, you can take a breath and come on and come back in. Try to stay a little bit longer. We're going to release in 3, 2, exhale fully, release it all, get all of it out, all to the bottom, pulling the belly in, push the air out, hold at the bottom. Now we're going to hold right here. We're going to go into our next breath. It's going to be a little bit more intense. It's going to be mouth only breathing. The jaw is relaxed. And we are going to come into this with a gasp. And what a gasp does is kind of incites that nervous system. You can do this around an animal or anybody, and they're like, "What is going on? What's wrong?" Everybody is excited by that. So we're going to do that to ourselves. In 3, 2, 1, big gasping, and then out. Keep the jaw open. Make some audible exhales. Ah, ah. Keeping that going. Now this activates a little bit more, but by using our voice, we're also uh, activating the vagus nerve, which is keeping us kind of in that sympathetic parasympathetic state while we continue this breath. It's circular, it's full, it's unending. Just continuously in, no pause, out. You might start to feel dryness in the mouth or throat. That'll go away in a second. Just keep that jaw relaxed and open. For some people, the jaw open is tough. But really focus on letting it sink. I'm gonna go a little longer here. Keep that circular circular breath. Drive my throat out. Just doing a couple of them. Cold Florida. Keep it going. Circular. Unending. Belly is moving. Belly and chest are both filling here. I'm gonna do 3 more breaths. 2 big. 1 all the way up. All the way out. And then bring it in through the nose, all the way to the top. Fill fully in all the way through the nose. And now sink into this fully. Assess thoughts. Assess the quiet. Assess the change from outside of the body. Just try to look down on yourself and see what you feel. And maybe it would be a good time to add an intention for today, for this week, for this holiday month. What do you want to bring more of into or release from you? Which direction are you going? contracting or releasing. A little bit longer on hold here. I want you to feel the body, the sensations. We're going to release in 5. Slowly exhaling out with a sigh. All the way out. Push all the air out. We're going to pause again at the bottom once you exhale. We're staying in that hold. Fully relaxed. And bring the breath all the way up and in. Nice and easy. And back out. Keeping that nice flowing breath through the nose. Little pause at each end on these ones. Baby box breath. Just inhale, calm pause, release through the nose. Inhale, calm pause. Feel the release through the nose. Now, one more big breath in. We're going to go deep in. Hold. And then when you release, you're going to exhale, roll to your side, and grab into a fetal position. And now, what I want you to do is just kind of assess what you feel you should be breathing like in this position. And let's kind of go over in your head like what you just felt on that little experience. What felt strong to you? What felt comfortable? What felt expansive? What felt uncomfortable? And just take a note of that. And when we come up out of this, feel free to drop it in the comments to share what you felt. We'll do 3 big breaths together. So let's exhale fully. Start with the exhale. Breath in 1. Out through the nose. 2. Out through the nose. 3. Release. And when you're ready, come on back in.
I'm getting kind of spacey there for a while.
Yeah, it'll get you a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, definitely getting spacey. I was like, wow, this. I was like, maybe I'll just end the live right.
Just kick the tripod over.
Yeah, kick the tripod. Sorry, guys.
We're done. I'm gonna stay here. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So
That's what I felt.
yeah.
What did everybody else feel? Put it in the
Yeah. Let's know.
comments. I'm curious here.
Yeah.
Bring this back.
So it was kind of like a little journey of through a couple different styles of.
It was comfortable. It was very,
Yeah.
very comfortable. Like I didn't feel threatened anywhere.
Got some tears, emotions released, a little spacey. Yeah. Sometimes we'll get clearing as well.
Yeah, I feel very clear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good description of it. I feel very, very clear. I don't feel super energized. I don't feel super calm. I do feel better than I did before because I've been, I don't know about you, but people have been, you can just see in the comments earlier, like people are just getting absolutely shit kicked right now
Yeah.
with energy.
Yeah. No, I've seen it too, and I feel it as well.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because I get up in the morning and I feel like a train hit me. But then I get up, I take my fascial fuel, I take my power kirk, I sit on the nano V, but right before I sit on the nano V, I take a little bit of urine. And then within about 5 minutes, I'm
We gotta
like,
talk about that.
whoa,
I
I'm
want to
all
know. I want to
good.
know more about that.
Yeah, yeah, every day I've been doing
Yeah.
it.
I saw it on there and I was like, I want to talk to him about that.
Yeah,
Um,
I had I had Troy come certified
oh, you did?
health nut. Oh, that guy, man, he's gonna come on once a week. He's doing the 28-day reset right now.
Who's it?
He's um I mean he's 58. He if you took and you gave him a like he's got a flowing hair.
Mhm.
If you gave him a current flop over haircut or something like that, you couldn't tell that the guy's not like 30, 32, 33,
Yeah, yeah.
35. Like
He
he
used
looks
to be a
young.
model, right? He was a model at one point. I remember.
Oh, now, okay, now you tell me.
Yeah,
Okay, now it makes more sense. I guess because I'm like, yeah, he first of all he does, but he
yeah,
does. He looks really
yeah,
young,
yeah,
super knowledgeable guy. He's been doing this for a long time. He's been doing
yeah.
it for 20 years, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably from slapping his balls so many times. Have you seen him do this? The ball slap too. It's a wild man. Yeah,
Yeah. We got him. He did the original butthole
he
tanning
was a
thing, I
butthole guy.
think. And
Yeah,
Raw Earth made it. He went global with Raw. When Raw did it, it was on news channels all over the world.
yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it just takes a little bit to get you. You know, you got to do a little bit of radical stuff to get out there. But
So
yeah,
people are like fingers tingling.
yeah.
Um, you can stop the mucus by putting magnet in front of the sinus. Okay, vibrations, expansive. Yeah, I think expansive but calm. Still in fetal. Yeah, I wouldn't have got up if you weren't telling me to get up.
Yeah,
I would have lied there. Actually, I was happy lying on my back.
yeah, yeah. Usually you're moving around quite a bit. Today you seemed like you were taking the stillness a little bit.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I mean something's changed in me. I can't quite pin it yet. I mean, I have different energy cycles. I grew a little bit. I got a little bit taller because I got up to Equay. She's one of our coaches in Vancouver. Hadn't seen her in about 2 months, and she goes, "Holy shit, you grew again!" Like I haven't measured myself. I got a measuring wall in Vancouver.
Yeah,
And I go back and measure myself, see how much I
the
grew.
reverse. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love
Got
that.
easier to hold my breath. Somebody said,
Yeah,
calm and energized, emotion release tears.
yep. Clear the
Um,
airways.
yeah, nose is running, stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nose is running. It just means that your body's detoxing a lot of. You're reducing fascial tension, compression in the head, because when that happens, that's like you're gonna get the body wants to push out all of the mucus inside the fascial layers.
Mm-hmm.
I love asking practitioners. So if I have a completely clear sinus and then all of a sudden it fills up with mucus, where'd the mucus come from?
Mm-hmm.
It's like because it's like, well, if it's a closed system, where did it come from? Did it come from my throat?
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, then where did it come from? That's all the fascial layers connect to the cavities, and
Mm-hmm.
then the fascial layers are trying to get out, just like the skin trying to detox. It's trying to get out
Mm-hmm.
mucus.
Here's a good one. How do we know when to exhale out of the nose or mouth when not being guided? So, um, if you're doing when you're doing a breath practice, so generally when you're breathing, if it's for something downregulated or if you're just trying to calm, I feel it's best to be breathing through the nose as much as possible. It's going to help release some nitric oxide. It's going to help produce some nitric oxide. It'll help put us in a parasympathetic state. If you're trying to get into more of the emotional release or deeper inner work of breath work, then you would go more mouth. And then you can, I always say, like when you're doing a more transformative session, I wouldn't recommend doing them unless you've done it like 10 of them guided with a practitioner. Then you can start doing them on your own. But if you are at that point, then I like to start nasal breathing and working my way up, activating, and then going through the unraveling, which is the more intense stuff, and then reverse it on the way back out. So you're not just like ramping up, you're like done, and then you're still in that heightened state.
Hey, if somebody has a question or a comment that you want to come live, just let us know in the comments right now.
Mm.
Today's a weird day. It's a Libra day. It's a step 6 day in Sagittarius, and we've had the lowest count of people in like months watching, and then because it's like today is what we call a rest day. Everybody feels like I don't want to do anything today. Like they
Yeah,
might have the thought I want to do something, but their body doesn't want to do anything today.
yeah. And you got cloudy day too, huh?
Yeah, it's well actually it is, but it's just now.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Oh, that's not too bad.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
we're
it was very cloudy, but it just went sunny here recently.
we're very Seattle-esque right now.
Okay,
For
how can I sign up for 28-day reset? Go to our website. That's the best place to do it. I have so many questions, but don't want to go live. Just want to learn everything.
drop them in the comments.
Yeah, yeah. Drop
We'll
in the
answer.
foot cramp. Why do you think somebody would have a foot cramp?
Different aches and pains are pretty common with that kind of style of breath. So what we're doing is we're changing pH in the body when we do this hyperventilation stuff. Imagine what you're talking about, or like over breathing, not so much hyperventilation, but over breathing. And we're changing. So there's different anecdotal kind of theories on why that happens. Some say that it's actual injury repair, bringing CO2 and O2 to the area, and more energy is what we're seeing. And then there's also just pH changes through breathing like that by getting rid of CO2.
I have my own belief. Yeah,
Was
I let you grab my arm when I was breathing, and my arm
yeah,
went
yeah.
right. Yeah, so it's layers of fascia. So we're basically sending oxygen to tissue, but only part of the oxygen. Like when I sit in water, I absorb like during my 44-day fast because our fascia is so open. I sit in water. If I'm thirsty, within 5 minutes, I'm not thirsty. So your body's absorbing the water. So I believe that the muscle skeleton of lungs are the first kachoosh. But then there's layers of fascia that goes kachoo, 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 kachoo.
Hmm.
But as we push out and we draw in like a sponge, we are drawing air into the tissue.
Hmm.
I don't believe that all the air only comes through there. That's why my breathing, like when I'm sitting there normally, it's like 2.5, 3 breaths per minute.
Hmm.
Which is not like I know my breath. I've been measuring my breath for 15 years. This has radically shifted in the last year.
Yeah, yeah. There's a cool device I was telling you about last time. I've been playing with it a little bit called an Oxa, and it's basically a chest strap that you wear, and it measures like your breath rate like real time. So it's not just like an assumption what your watch will do, but like it'll track your breath for you. So you can throw it on there for an hour, and it'll show you like your breath capacity as well as your rate
You
and
know,
your
the
HRV.
only thing is that if you even put a light band across here, even a shirt, it restricts. And when you get a band, it restricts part of the fascia. The fascia, like if you put your hand right here and breathe, you'll feel the fascia move. So try it.
Hmm.
But if you put your hand right here, put your hand right here and breathe, you'll feel pressure start to go there. If you put your hand right here and breathe, you feel pressure there. So the the inside pressure is meeting the outside pressure through the breath. So like if I go this, that's where it's sending a predominant amount of breath because it thinks it's like paying attention. That's why breathing and holding your hands in certain parts makes a difference. Or tapping. So when I put a band around there, it's got to restrict. I mean, it's got to restrict. And this is the other thing we say for women: you're wearing a bra restricts breath, increases
Hmm.
adrenaline, which makes adrenal fatigue.
Yeah, yeah. No, it makes sense too. I mean, yeah, it is more of a tool, like not something to wear like
Yeah,
all day long, that kind of
it's just
stuff.
something
Yeah,
to test with.
yeah.
But that's what I was saying. It's like I wonder if there's something that can actually do thermography or something like that. Look at your expansion. I
Yeah.
wonder if there's something.
I mean, you could have a coach observe. That's probably the best way to do it, but it's just hard. Getting a true breath rate is really hard, like unless you're not paying attention.
Yeah,
Second,
yeah, because as soon
you're
as
all
you put
trained.
your focus on it, it
Yeah.
changes it.
So,
Yeah. Is there a breath pattern you recommend at bedtime before you go to bed?
yeah, yeah. There's a lot. I personally do like um, a breath. It's a breath practice with holds. There's a couple. So the one I do is called One Breath Recovery. It's like a spin-off of a free dive technique where basically you're doing a hold for a certain percentage of your max hold, and then you're breathing one breath, and then you do that hold again, breathe one breath. Really, really down regulates. I mean, every person I throw this on kind of gets real sleepy afterwards. It's
Hey,
just so.
do you happen to have a video on that?
No, let me make a note.
Why don't you shoot a video on that? And anybody watching this can to go to the Gravity Collective and down regulate the breath, and then tag us personally, tag Human Garage and me.
Mhm.
I'll put it on my story so anybody trying to go to sleep because right now people are having issues with sleep. It's a big issue right now.
Yeah. That and like yoga nidra is cool, but I actually do yoga nidra with breath added to it, so just like a kind of a body scan version of it. That's another one I could probably throw up there as well. It's a really powerful one.
Yeah, so do that. And I'd like to put that out because people like right now,
Mm.
this, I don't know about you, but crazy dreams and issues with sleep.
Yeah.
People are feeling fatigued. I've had more body issues, people collapsing, sickness. Like right now, you wouldn't believe it how many people have been sick for 2 weeks. They're not even talking
Mm.
about it, but I mean, sick with cough and
Yeah. Yeah.
mucus or shut down. And we're talking not a little bit. We're talking like it looks like to be a third of everybody we're talking to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I've seen the same thing. I've seen people, it's the season for people to kind of ascend into the other realms, but a lot of people are dying, right now too. But it is the season that happens a lot. But that and energy and dreams and yeah, also other kind of forms of growth are happening as well too. But it's an interesting couple weeks.
Yeah. Second here, people are talking. This is conversation here. Several nights. Yeah. People are having issues sleeping for sure. So we'll put that up. That would be a really, really good one.
Cool.
So what's the most effective breath that you can do to get up in the morning? Like once you get up, do you do breath work in bed?
Yeah. So well, mine's a little different. So I do breath work in bed because I'm at like my everything is kind of at the most calm state. So I like to wake up first thing and start. I'll practice in terms of well, because I do like a breath hold practice, and I'm trying to like improve it. So it's best for me to retest that when I'm in that same state every morning, where I wake up and I immediately go into it. But yeah, an energizing breath. I call it coffee breath, and I we've done that I believe on this. I don't know. I've done a lot of stuff on here, but I'm pretty sure we did coffee breath. And it's basically like a pendulum breath, which is like a kind of circular breath, like we just did, followed by a superventilation, which is like a quicker breath through the nose, and then or like a fire breath, and then a hold and then we increase and we do another round, increase the hold, and then we do one more round and we increase, and then do a longer hold. So that one's an awesome like morning or midday pick me up.
So once you put that one the next day, put one for today for. Can you do that? Is that just do
One
it?
breath recovery, coffee breath.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be produced. Just a quick explanation. We'll
Gotcha.
put it up on the story
Okay,
and
cool.
let people do it because I think it's something that they want to refer to every night right now and go through
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll share the protocols, I guess, on the story and then I'll tag you in it
Yeah.
and you guys can share
Yeah,
it.
and then
Cool.
also do my personal account too. I get it.
Okay.
We're as you say, and actually you can do fascial maneuvers too. What we're
Okay.
doing is we've got so much traffic now. It's a little awkward hair growth phase right now, but we're
Mhm.
starting to distribute amongst platforms.
Mm.
It's just that hitting a maximum potential on Human Garage, so we're pushing fascial maneuvers as really the community
Okay.
stuff, and then my account is like the second Human Garage account.
Cool. Okay. Cool.
And numbers, yeah, like my numbers are going up steady. It looks like I'm going to hit over 100,000 by the end of the year.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is good.
yeah, yeah. It's starting, and I run the story a little bit different on there because it's more focused on the people in the network. The Human
Mhm.
Garage is the story is now more about what's going on in the overall. So we're just making these transitions,
Yeah.
but I love to put that up there. And what I'm going to do is I'll do both of those. I'll do the coffee one and the other one all week long. So I have a like a commentary of it for next week.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah. I'll get those. Yeah, I'll get those up after this call or after this live.
Okay, awesome, man.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Well, thanks, Gary.
Thank you for today. It was great. Actually, I really needed it
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. I'm gonna go do some right now. So,
Okay.
have a great day. I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Ryan.
Bye.
Have a good week. I missed you last
Bye.
week, by the way.
No, I missed you too.
Okay. See
See
ya.
ya.